Good morning, guys. Welcome back to Rock Fabulous 40s and happy 2017. I have my coffee right here to get my morning started, and today I want to go over with you guys what my favorite makeup products were for 2016. I don't remember if I've actually done one of these videos before in the past. I don't actually honestly remember, but if I can find it, I'll leave a link to it down below. So I have a lot to cover, and the way that I'm going to do this is because I have a lot of products, and there's several high-end products and then several drugstore, less expensive brand products that I like. So I'm going to show you guys the ones that I like that are high-end and also drugstore as well. So for example, if I have, let's say, a high-end powder that I really like, if there's a drugstore powder that I really like as well, I'm going to show that one to you as well, if that makes sense. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and jump right in. Actually, you know what? Since I have a lot to cover here, this is probably going to be a long video, so you might want to grab a drink or a snack or something. I don't know. But we're going to go ahead and get started, and I'm going to start by what I do first in my makeup routine. So, you know, after I have washed my face and done my serums and moisturized, right before I go to put my makeup on, the first thing I always do is I prime. I always prime my skin. I feel that is a big thing with foundation, to keep it from getting into the lines, the fine lines, the little wrinkles. I also feel that it helps keep it out of the pores, well, for the most part. And I also feel that it helps the foundation stay on longer. And depending on the finish of the primer, it can give your foundation different looks. So my all-time favorite primer so far on the face of the universe has been the same. It hasn't changed in the past 2 or 3 years. And it is the Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer, the hydrating one. This is the one in the blue packaging. I have the regular one and then also the Photo Finish Light, but to me, I don't want to say they're drying. They're not really drying, but they have a lot. They feel like it has a lot of a silicone slip to it, whereas this one feels like it just sinks right into the skin. I don't feel any silicone slip to it, and it keeps my makeup on all night. My makeup is like sweat proof when I wear this under foundation. It does not fill in pores or anything like that. It's just a hydrating, feels good to your skin kind of primer. So this is my all-time favorite for high-end. I do have a drugstore as well, and this one is new for me for this year, and I was really kind of surprised that I like this guy. This is the number 7 Airbrush Away Radiance Boosting Primer. This guy right here, and I'm wearing him under my foundation today. And what I really like about him, and by the way, he is hypoallergenic, what I really like about him is he is very radiant. I don't know if you guys are going to actually be able to see this, but when you first apply it, it has kind of a duochrome shift to it. I don't know if you guys see it running down. I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me see if I can. Do you guys see how it kind of turns pink a little bit? It has kind of a pink. You guys see that? And then once you get it completely rubbed in, it just leaves you with like just a radiant glow to the skin. The pink, you can't really see the pink, but you just have that radiance. And I really like this primer as well. It also keeps my foundation on all day. It doesn't really fill pores per se, but it does give a really nice radiance under whatever foundation it is you're wearing. So if you have a foundation that's extremely matte, you might try putting a Radiance foundation like the number 7 under it and see if that helps give it just a little bit of glow under that foundation. Alright, now on to foundations. My favorite all-time, can't live without foundation, has not changed in several years. And the one that I'm talking about is the Clinique Even Better foundation, this one right here. And I'm in the shade Cream Chamois, which right now almost fits me perfectly, but not quite. It's a little bit light for me right now because I have actually self-tanned. But I'll tell you guys what I do to fix that issue. But this has been my all-time favorite foundation for several years. It has not changed. This is one that it gives me a medium coverage, and I can build it up if I want to get a more of a fuller coverage. I am wearing this one today, and it looks like skin on my face. I can get up close and I don't see foundation all I see is skin, and it's really nice, and it does leave a little bit of a radiant finish. I don't know, I've tried so many foundations, I just have not found any better, but I'm still on that hunt, so maybe I'll find one in 2017, we'll see. Alright, the Drugstore foundation that I've really come to love this year is new for me in 2017, and it is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow, this guy right here. Love this guy. What is my shade? I'm in shade 206 Buff Beige. I love this foundation. This foundation goes on seamlessly with the damp beauty blender. I just kind of pat it all in. You can't detect the foundation on my skin. It just sinks right into the skin, and it provides probably, I'm going to say, a light and can be built to medium coverage. So I really like this, and this is my everyday wear to work foundation, whereas the Clinique is my wear if I go out in the evening type foundations. Alright, then we're going to move on to concealers. Now I have 2 color correctors and 2 actual concealers. Now I'm going to start with the high-end color correctors, and the one that I love is the Benefit Erase Paste, and I'm in medium, and this guy, I love him. He is so creamy, and what I do is I just tilt my head down and I just kind of put it where I can see a dark shadow with a little brush, and then I take my mini beauty blender and I blend it in. Benefit Erase Paste is just so creamy and just blends seamlessly, and I just absolutely love this stuff. But you know, this stuff is kind of expensive. I think it was like $28 or something for this little pot. So there is a drugstore alternative to that, which is also one that I really love, also one of my favorites for this year. And this is a brand sold exclusively to Target, and this is Pixie, and this is the Correction Concentrate and Brightening Peach, and it also has that salmon-y peachy tone like the Benefit Erase Paste does. The only difference with this is it's not quite as creamy. I mean, it's still creamy. It's just not quite as creamy as the Benefit Erase Paste. So with this one, instead of just dipping a brush in and going around, I actually use my finger, and I'll like swirl my finger in there and then, you know, go over my dark circles with my finger. So yeah, this is a really good one, and you can find them at Target. Alright, then for concealers, my favorite concealer, all-time favorite concealer, which is somewhat of a newer find for me. Found him at the beginning of the year, so he's still a 2016 find. This is the IT Cosmetics CC+Eye, this little guy right here. And he has an SPF of 50, which is nice. He's got the little cooling tip here in the product that comes out the top. And what I do is I just take a little bit of product. I do 3 dots, dot, dot, dot. I never take my concealer all the way around under my eye because it gets into those little fine lines. So I just do dot, dot, dot right there. And then I take my beauty blender and I just blend it in. And I just absolutely love it. I don't have any problems with this creasing, but I do set it. But I just love this stuff, and it's like undetectable on my skin, and I have a lot of texture under my eyes, and you can't see this. It does a really good job with coverage, but you cannot see it on my skin. It just blends right into everything, which is just really nice. And then the drugstore one that I really like is by Almay, and this is the Age Essentials concealer, this little guy right here, and he's a stick. Unlike the IT Cosmetics one, which was a liquid, he's a stick. He's very creamy, okay, and he's very easy to blend in. I can blend him in with a finger, a brush, a beauty blender. Very creamy, and I also have to set him as well too, because he's so creamy he will crease if I don't set him. But once he's blended in, he's undetectable on my skin. Again, it really tends to hide a lot of that texture that I have under my eyes. So this is a great little drugstore option. I forgot a foundation, but I'm going to go there right now because I'm going into powder. So I do have one powder foundation that I really like, that's my favorite for 2016, and he's the only powder foundation that I really like, and so it's the only one I have in my video today. This is the IT Cosmetics Celebration Foundation Illumination. This little guy, I'm upside down, aren't I? This little guy right here. I just love this guy, and as you can probably tell, I need a new one. So I've hit pan here, and I just take a flat top kabuki, swirl it in there, and then just swirl it all over my skin. It has got amazing coverage for a powder. The only issue I have with it is throughout the day it does tend to creep into fine lines, but powders just do that on me anyway. So, you know, other than that, it's really undetectable on the skin, and I just really absolutely love this. Alright, so powders for high-end setting powders. I use the IT Cosmetics. I use a lot of IT products and a lot of Clinique products, guys. The IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores, this guy right here. And there's a pressed version and a loose version. I prefer the loose version. It comes with a little puff, and what I'll do is I'll take just a little bit on the puff and I'll just kind of dot it under my eyes. I don't really bake. I just kind of press it under my eyes and I press it into my pores around my nose, and then I take a fluffy brush and I just dust it all off. And it doesn't creep into, you know, like my little crow's feet around my eyes or anything like that. It does a really, really nice job, and I feel that it does really mask the pores that are on my cheeks right around my nose. I'm not a big powder user, so those are the only places that I really use powder. The drugstore alternative that I really, really like is from e.l.f. And this is just in the one called Sheer, and they have another one in Luminous that I like as well. But this is just like the IT Cosmetics powder, except it's a white powder. The IT's a little bit white too, but it's a white powder. But the consistency and the texture of this powder is exactly the same as the IT. It's just as soft, just as silky feeling, and I get the same results out of this e.l.f. powder as I do the IT Cosmetics. Difference being the IT Cosmetics is almost $30, where I believe this e.l.f. was $6. So it's a huge price difference. So yeah, both of these powders, I just love these. I really feel like I really need to pick up the pace on this a little bit, and I am hating my freaking hair today. Anyways, still on face products. So I'm going to move on to my bronzers, my favorite blushes, my favorite highlighters for the year 2016. Some of them are old favorites that have made it back into these favorites, and some of them are brand new this year to me. So we're going to start with bronzers, and one that has jumped up to be one of my absolute favorite bronzers. And it's really weird that I say this because it is a bronzer, but it's not a bronzer, if that makes sense. You can use it as a bronzer. It's a liquid, it's a jelly, and it's by Clinique. It's called Sun-Kissed Face Jelly, this guy right here. Let me put a little bit on my hand here. It's kind of scary when you first look at it, okay? But what I do is I'll take him. And remember I said my foundation was a little bit light for me right now. So what I'll do is I'll take my foundation and then I'll take this jelly and I'll mix it into my foundation, and it actually makes my foundation just a little bit darker. It makes it just a little bit more, depth to the foundation, so it actually matches me much better when I'm self-tanning. Or you can take the foundation, just put a little tiny bit on your finger and just kind of sheer it out in the places where you would normally put bronzer. I mean, it's beautiful sheared out. It's kind of scary when you first look at it, when you first take it out of the tube and look at it, but seriously, once it's sheared out, it's really not that bad. So it's actually really nice once it's sheared out. It sinks right into the skin. It'll go right on top of foundation without taking foundation off. I mean, this is just amazing stuff, and I just absolutely love it. And yeah, he quickly came up to a favorite in 2016, and I haven't even had him that long. I've maybe had him 3 months or so, and I just absolutely love him. So he's just amazing. My drugstore bronzer that I just love became a 2016 love. This is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and I am in the light shade. I've put a huge dent in this guy. I love this guy. He's soft, smooth. He's not too orangey. I can just kind of dust him around my forehead, jawline, a little bit around my face, and he's just absolutely gorgeous, and he smells really good. Alright, so for my high-end blush, my favorite high-end blush, go figure, it's another Clinique product. This is the Clinique Pop Blush in Peach Pop, and I love this guy. I am wearing a little bit of him today. You can see I've put quite a dent in him as well. But he is just a gorgeous, gorgeous peach blush. I just love him. And a lot of the Clinique products, I guess one of the reasons why I like them so much is because they just blend right into the skin seamlessly, and it's almost like they're just natural. Like you just naturally have those features on your face, you know what I mean? It's just, and that's just a beautiful blush. So the Peach Pop by Clinique is my all-time 2016 favorite blush. And then my drugstore alternative is not one single blush, it's more of a palette. And this is the palette by e.l.f. and this is the light blush palette. This is the 4-pan palette here. And the shades that I love are these two right here, this one and this one. These are both just really, I keep flipping it around, are just really gorgeous, gorgeous shades. I prefer this one a little bit more because it's just a little bit more deep, but these are both just so pretty. Look at that. I have been actually really surprised by these e.l.f. palettes because they are really good. I have this one, I have the dark one, but this one is my favorite. And yeah, these are just really good and I really do like these. So he is my drugstore 2016 favorite blush. Okay, are we ready for highlight? Highlight, I actually have 3 because one of them I'm saying is honorable mention. So my favorite of 2016 has been a favorite of mine for a little while. It was a favorite of mine in 2015 also. I have a video on this product and I'll link it down below, and I'm talking about the Bobbi Brown highlighting powder, this guy right here, and I have the color Pink Glow. That's what he looks like. He has a whole bunch of swirls in him. And like I said, he's been a favorite of mine for a long, long time. But he is just absolutely beautiful. Look at that. So he can pretty much be as natural of a glow as you want, like a lit from within glow, or he can be a pow in your face kind of glow. Okay, so he is just beautiful. And like I said, it was one of my favorites last year too, so it stayed on the list. Now my drugstore favorite highlight, it's not really one you can buy in a drugstore, but it is very inexpensive, is by ColourPop. I've heard mixed reviews about ColourPop highlighters and blushes. I don't know much about their blushes. I don't have any of them, but I do have their highlighter. This is the Super Shock Cheek Highlighter in Smoking Whistles, and this is the Pearlized, and I just love him. I'm actually wearing him today, and I actually put him on a little heavier than what I wanted to, and I'm sure you guys can probably, you guys see that? That's a lot of highlight for this little guy. I mean, look at that. I don't normally highlight this much, but I mean, I kind of went a little heavy-handed with them because I wanted to show you guys that, you know, these ColourPop highlights, I mean, just depending on the color you get, if you get a color that's a good fit for you, are just beautiful. I mean, look at that. Gorgeous. And just like with the ColourPop shadows, they have that bouncy texture to them. I really like it. So the ColourPop, I believe, he was either $6 or $8. I don't remember how much he was, but very inexpensive as compared to the Bobbi Brown, which was almost $50. But yeah, he's a really, really good one. And like I said, I've got him all over my face today. Cheekbones, I've got a little bit down here on my chin, nose, a little bit on my forehead. And yeah, I overdid it, but you guys can see it, so. All right, then I have another one that's an honorable mention, and he is one of my favorites of 2016. The only reason why he is not up there with the Bobbi Brown and the ColourPop is because as good as he is, I just don't reach for him as much as I do like the Bobbi Brown highlighter. And this is the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector. This is the pressed one in Pearl. Okay, I'm sure a lot of you guys are familiar with these Shimmering Skin Perfectors. I love this, I really do. And it is gorgeous, and it looks gorgeous applied to the skin. Now this is one that I do have to go kind of light-handed with because this one's way easy to go overboard with. And yeah, so I really, really like him. And like I said, he's one of my favorites for this year. It's just, yeah, between him and the Bobbi Brown, I mean, I picked the Bobbi Brown up a little bit more, but he's really, I mean, he's just as good. All right, now I want to show you guys my favorite palettes for 2016. And I've got 3 of them here. I've got 3 that are my favorites. 2 are high-end, 1 is drugstore. And I'm going to start with the high-end. And the high-end one has been a favorite of mine for a couple of years now, and I just absolutely love it. And I travel with this guy. This is the Lorac Pro, the number 2 version. And I love this guy. The shadows are some of the softest, creamiest feeling, most butteriest feeling shadows I have ever felt in my life. I love them. Even though they're not cream shadows, they feel it. And I really love the fact that the whole top row is all matte, so if I want to do an all matte look, I can. The bottom row is shimmer. Some of them a little more shimmery than others, so I can do like a little pop in the middle of the lid if I want to. I absolutely love this palette. I can get so many looks out of this guy. And then the other high-end one that I really, really love is the Tartist Pro. I would normally just show you like the Lorac and then what my drugstore one is, but I wanted to put this one in here too because I have been reaching for this one non-stop since I've gotten him. I just haven't had him that long yet. I do have a review for him that I will link down below though. So he is just beautiful shadows, all matte here, and then, whoops, this side over here are your shimmers. I don't know what the hell I'm doing today, guys. So you have all mattes over here, and then you have your shimmers over here, and I've gotten several looks out of this palette. I can get very easy, nice daytime looks out of it, as well as some really dramatic nighttime looks. So I really, really like this palette, and he has really jumped up into my 2016 favorite. Then my drugstore favorite palette. It's another e.l.f. product. This little guy here, this is the Mad for Matte. Now they do have a Mad for Matte 2 that has come out, but I don't have that one yet. I said yet because I will be getting it. Come on, open. But this is the Mad for Matte, and this is what I'm wearing today. And I love this. I mean, it's just neutral mattes, but I can get so many looks out of this. I love this palette. Like, okay, so like today, I'm wearing this reddish brown shade on my lid. And then I've got this dark brown shade in my crease in the outer corners. And then I've got this shade here is kind of a transition up above my crease. And then I've got pink under my brow bone. So yeah, I really, really love these little e.l.f. palettes. Now this matte one is my favorite out of all of the little e.l.f. palettes that I've tried. I love this guy. And probably what I should have mentioned before I talked about the palettes was the eye primers, my favorite eyeshadow primers of the year. Urban Decay came out with this one in Enigma, and I love this. This has become my all-time favorite. And I've got the regular Urban Decay Primer Potion, I've got the anti-aging one, I've got the Too Faced Shadow Insurance, I've got a ton of eyeshadow primers, but this Urban Decay one in Enigma is gorgeous. He's a skin-toned, put him on the lid, he cancels out redness, veininess, all of that. And it's just, it's an amazing primer. My shadow stays on all day when I wear it. I mean, I just love it. No creasing. It really makes the eyeshadow color pop when I wear this. Alright, so my next eyeshadow primer, drugstore version, is not really an eyeshadow primer, but I use him as an eyeshadow primer. And it's this Instant Age Rewind, the concealer. This is the Instant Age Rewind Eraser for dark circles here. And this is in the Brightening one. And I use this also as an eyeshadow primer. I do not use this as a concealer, but as an eyeshadow primer, it works great. I have the little sponge tip here, and I just kind of pat it on my eyes like that, and then just kind of spread it out. And I like the Brightening one because it's got a nice pink tone to it, and it does cancel out any veininess, any blue I might have on my lids, and it just gives me a blank canvas to start my shadows with. So I just absolutely love this Instant Age Rewind from Maybelline. Alright, so let's talk single shadows. I have two single shadows that I absolutely love. My high-end shadow is from NARS. It's one of their dual intensity shadows, and this is in the one Pacifié. Okay, looks like this. I just love this guy. He is freaking amazing. He's expensive, but he's amazing. I wear him when I'm trying to do like a smoky eye, and I'll put black down first, and I'll put him over the top of black. Let me swatch him for you both ways on the back of my hand so you guys can kind of see the difference of what he looks like. And he is a duochrome, so he does have a shift to him. So he's green with a little bit of green glitter, green sparkle, but then he's got like a almost a reddish shift to him. Not quite as red as, let's say, the that Wet n Wild one that comes in the Comfort Zone palette that's got that shift to it. That's the green and then it shifts to red and shifts to blue. It's not quite like that. It's about the same tone, but it doesn't shift that much, if that makes sense. Alright, so I just put a black cream down on my hand, and let me show you guys what this does on top of black. It is just freaking amazement. It is just freaking amazing. I sure hope the camera's going to do this justice. Alright, so this is the Pacifier with nothing under it right here, and then this is it on top of a black base. It is just absolutely gorgeous. I don't know if the camera's doing it justice or if you can actually see the shift, but it's got kind of a green to a gold to a reddish shift. It's absolutely beautiful. So that is my favorite high-end shadow. My favorite drugstore shadow, this one actually kind of shocked me until I realized how much I actually use this guy. And this is the Wet n Wild Color Icon Single in Relay. This guy right here. I love this guy. I use him as an all-over lid color to give me a base to start with, so my primers aren't sticky or tacky. I use him as a crease color. But yeah, I absolutely love him. And you know, he's just kind of one of those multi-purpose colors. I can use him in the crease. I can use him to smooth out my primer so my primer's not so sticky. I really like him, and whenever I find him, I pick him up because I can find him a lot of times at the Dollar Tree. Okay, moving on to eyeliners. I've got both pencils and I've got liquids. I gotta speed it up, guys. I've got to make it quick. Alright, so I'm going to talk about the pencils first. My favorite eyeliner pencils, and I use pencils on my waterline, and my favorite ones to do that with are the Urban Decay 24/7 waterliners. I've got Legend and I've got Walk of Shame. And Legend is just a black, really nice creamy liner, and then Walk of Shame I'm wearing today on my lower waterline, and he is just kind of a skin color. I feel he kind of brightens my eyes up when I wear him on my lower waterline. These I love because they don't put that weird film on my contact lenses, and it's just, they go on just so easy, and they stay in my waterline really, really well. My drugstore alternative that I wear in my waterline, I tightline with it, lower waterline, the whole nine, is the Maybelline Master Precise Skinny, this little guy right here. And he's just a teeny tiny little eyeliner, but yet he fits perfectly right in between each little lash up there, and he does not put the weird film on my contacts. He's actually really, really good. And he does not, one of the issues I have with a lot of waterline eyeliners that I put up in my tightline is when I use dark colors and I blink, that black transfers down onto the lower waterline. So when I want to wear my Walk of Shame down there, it's difficult for me to do that because the black transfers down. This does not transfer down. I have the black, and I had the gray, but I already used up all the gray, so I've got to get another one. But yeah, they don't transfer down onto the lower waterline, which is really awesome. And then for liquid liners, let's start with my Lancome. I've got the Lancome Art Liner. This guy right here, I am wearing him today. I've heard a lot of mixed reviews about this guy, but I've been using him for 2-3 years. I've been using him for a long time, and I love this guy. You shake him up, you can hear that little ball in there, and he is a felt tip, and normally I don't like felt tips, but this felt tip is very, wait, let me show it to you. It's very long and skinny. You guys see that? And at the same time, it's very, very flexible. Actually, here. It's very flexible. Hopefully you guys will be able to see this. Do you guys see how flexible? And look at that line. I've heard a lot of people say that they don't like this eyeliner because it feathers on them. There's absolutely no feathering there, guys. And it dries down to a dark matte black, which I really, really like. The felt tip is so easy to control on this. And yeah, I'm going to continue to use him. So he's been a favorite of mine every single year. He's still a favorite of mine in 2016. Really haven't found one that I like better. And then for drugstore. Drugstore, I am really into this Physicians Formula Eye Booster 2-in-1 Lash Boosting Eyeliner Plus Serum. This guy right here. And I got him because everybody was talking about the Kat Von D tattoo liner. And this was supposed to be a dupe for it. I don't know if it's a dupe or not, honestly, because I don't have the tattoo liner. I just went ahead and got this one. and I really, really like him. He is a brush tip, not a felt tip, even though he looks like a felt tip, he's not. He's a brush tip, and the liner goes on so smooth, so easy. He's really flexible, and I've had him for several months now, and he's not even dried out or used up yet, so that's pretty awesome. All right, moving on to mascaras. Oh wait, brows. I don't really have a favorite of 2016. It's been the same forever, and it's Drugstore. It's from NYX. It's called Control Freak. It's just a clear brow gel, and I use it to set my brows in place after I've used whatever pencil or powder or pomade or whatever I've used. This just sets it all into place, so I can't live without this. So this will be a continued favorite every year. All right, mascara. Mascara is one that I've kind of struggled with throughout the year because there was one that I really, really, really loved, okay? But then there was another one that ended up taking its place. And now there's another one that ended up taking that one's place. So it was like, it was just really weird. I mean, I went from the Urban Decay Cannonball, which I really, really loved, to the Benefit Roller Lash, which is still one of my favorites, now to my all-time favorite, which snuck up this year, 2016, is the Smashbox X-Rated. And this is just the little sample guy here. But this guy is amazing. I'm wearing him today. The brush is a little weird. It's kind of, I don't know how you explain it. I mean, it looks really spiky, but it's natural. It's like, it's not the plastic bristles. It's like, oh, what do you call them? I don't want to say natural bristles, but it's not the plastic ones. It's just your standard bristle. But if you look at the little brush tips there, look at it, it's kind of weird looking. So you have like 3 little areas on this brush that have tips, like here, here, and here, and then in between is all blank area where product builds up in there. So what I like to do is I actually like to take the blank side and just kind of wiggle it in the lashes, then I'll turn it to one of the brush sides and just scoop it through, and it's just amazing. This mascara gives me definition, and it gives me thickness and volume. I just absolutely love this one. For Drugstore, I haven't even opened this one yet, but it's the L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black. This is my favorite Drugstore mascara. The only reason why I haven't opened this yet is because I've got several more mascaras that I have to go through here pretty quick, and I've already used up my L'Oreal Voluminous, so this is my backup. And once I've gone through some of my other mascaras, I'll open him back up. But for Drugstore, he is my all-time Drugstore 2016 mascara favorite. Just love him. All right, moving on to lips. I have 2 lipsticks. One is by Go Figure Clinique. This is the Clinique Matte Lipstick in Matte Beauty. I absolutely love this guy. He is very, very matte. I shouldn't call him a he because it's Matte Beauty. It just doesn't sound right on this one. But anyways, this one is just a pink, I don't want to say it's a natural pink, it's kind of a muted pink, I guess, and it is a completely matte formula, but not drying, if that makes sense. It does not dry your lips out, it does not dry down to like a liquid lipstick consistency, it's not transfer proof, but it is matte, it is very comfortable to wear, and it does last for hours on the lips before I have to reapply, and there's no problems or no uncomfortableness when I do reapply it. That's one of the things that I really love about matte regular lipsticks and not the liquid lipsticks, is you can always reapply when you need to. But this one is so comfortable, and it's actually moisturizing feeling. It's just really weird, but it's a good one. And then for Drugstore, right up there with it, is this Kate Moss. The number is 101, but it's the Rimmel Kate Moss, this guy here, and also kind of a muted pink, but a different tone. I guess that one's kind of more mauve-y, I guess. But this is also very, very much like the Clinique one, where it's matte, but it still feels moisturizing. It never gets uncomfortable. It's not transfer proof. It doesn't last quite as long as the Clinique does. But yeah, this one is just really, really good. So the Clinique matte and the Rimmel Kate Moss matte are my 2 favorites for 2016. As far as glosses go, and then I'm done. Wow. All right, so as far as glosses go, My high-end glosses that I fell in love with in 2016, which I really didn't think I would fall in love with because I really honestly didn't want to jump on this bandwagon, but I did. I got the Anastasia Beverly Hills glosses, these guys right here. These are really good, guys. I mean, these are really, really good. What colors do I have? I have Metallic Rose, and then I have Peony. And oh my goodness, these are so comfortable. They're not sticky, but they're not slippery either. And look how pigmented that is. I mean, that is a freaking gloss. I mean, look at that. That is an opaque gloss that you can apply and you can't really see through it. It's really nice. It's very comfortable. Gives you a nice shine, a nice glow to the lips, makes your lips look very healthy, and I really, really have come to like these. The other one, the Metallic Rose, is a kind of a mauve-y pink with some shimmer. You can't really see the shimmer through the tube, but when applied, and because the shimmer is so tiny, I'll call it micro shimmers, I guess, it's just beautiful. And he is pretty opaque. I know I'm having a hard time showing him here. He is pretty opaque, but he is sheerer than the Peony one. So he's a little bit more glossy. He's got a little bit more glimmer to him, and that's the micro shimmer and the gloss. But you can see your natural lip through this a little bit, which actually makes it, just makes your lips, again, look really healthy, really nice and voluminous. So, voluminous lips. So I've really, really come to really like these Anastasia glosses. For Drugstore, that one's easy. It's been the same for years. My favorite Drugstore gloss for 2016, 2015, 2014, 2013. It's been the same. It's the NYX Mega Shine Lip Gloss in beige. And I don't know why they call this beige. It's not beige, it's pink. But what I love about this is he is a sheer gloss, but he's so comfortable. He's so comfortable to wear, and again, makes the lips just look really, really healthy, makes them look just really good, and this smells good. It kind of smells like bubblegum. I kind of like that. So, as far as Drugstore goes, it is the NYX Mega Shine Lip Gloss in beige. Alright guys, so those are all of my favorites for 2016. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know it was long. I'm so sorry. I will try to edit this down a little bit so maybe it won't be so long. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. Also guys, you can look me up on my website at www.rockfabulousonline.com. You can look me up on Pinterest, Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook. What am I missing? Instagram, all under Rock Fabulous 40s. And guys, don't forget to hit subscribe down here somewhere. And you too can rock your fabulous 40s. And I'll see you next time. Bye guys.